So today I want to share with you my top 5 books that have helped me to build an 8-figure business, and hopefully they can give you a roadmap for success. Let's get going. All right, my friends, so I want to hear your comments. What are the books that have most impacted you? And if you were like me, in my 20s, I did a horrible job of this. I was very rarely reading entrepreneurial books. I wasn't searching out. I wasn't looking for, sometimes it's difficult to find a mentor, but boy, you can find a book from somebody who's an expert, who's already solved the problem. That, my friends, is a path to success. So let's go ahead and let's get started here with my top 5 books that have helped me to build an 8-figure business and hopefully can give you a roadmap to success in different topics. So let's go ahead and get started with book number 1. And you've probably heard of this author before, Grant Cardone. Uncle G, as sometimes we call him. I have had the opportunity to work with providing funding for Grant Cardone's clients, and I love his mindset. I love how aggressive he is. And when you're first starting out as a brand new business owner, you got to get your mind right. You have to understand that sales, especially for the first $1 million in your company, it's all about sales and a great product, right? So you build that great product or service, and you have to learn how to sell it, and you have to be able to teach others how to sell that same product or service. And so my number 1 book here, my book number 1, if you will, is the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And Grant's got a whole bunch of other awesome books, Sell or Be Sold being one of them, Be Obsessed or Be Average. I've read all of his books. I love his books. I love his mindset. And especially chapter 6 in the 10X Rule is a great chapter. The 10X Rule will give you the right mindset. It will teach you how important sales is and how to be able to ask the right questions to your customers and clients to be able to build that 7 and then hopefully 8-figure business into the future. And it will just give you energy. And so the 10X Rule is book number 1 that really helped me launch and jumpstart, at first a 7-figure business and then an 8-figure business. And so book number 2 is How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age by Dale Carnegie. This is a book that was written, I want to say 100 years ago. It's an old book, but it's so fantastically put together. It tells the stories of Abraham Lincoln. It tells some modern stories of Arnold Schwarzenegger and the empire and the mindset that he had and how good he was at creating relationships. If you look at, for example, Bob Iger, CEO and chairman of Disney. Disney was in a lot of trouble when he took over several years earlier, but he built relationships. Who did he build them with? He built them with Steve Jobs, and he was able to, acquire Pixar. He built them with George Lucas. Disney was able to acquire Star Wars. He built them with the creator of the Marvel characters, which have just been multi-billion-dollar incredible movies and films we've all enjoyed over the last 10 plus years. And so how important are, your ability to create friends and relationships and value and think of what can I do for the other person so they want to work with me. That is what How to Win Friends and Influence People is all about. All right, book number 3 is from my favorite mentor, someone I had the chance to share a stage with and speak at an event, Patrick Bet-David. Not long ago, he had an exit with his insurance business. He took in anywhere from $350 to $400 million with that exit. He now is running the media empire, Valuetainment, which is growing very fast. He's having, presidential candidates on his podcast, on his shows, and he's just growing incredibly well. And his book that he came out with a few years ago is called Your Next 5 Moves. And what it's about is there are these chess players that are called grandmasters. A grandmaster chess guy is thinking 5, 6, sometimes 10 to 15 moves ahead. If I do this, I do this, I do this, they do that, and they know exactly where they're going. And when you're building a 7-8-figure business and beyond, 9+ figures, $1 billion business as Patrick did, you have to know the right sequence. If you try to do step 3 at step 1, you're going to get into trouble. So you have to build the business business in the right sequence, and you have to know what's the next step so you don't stagnate and flatline. If you flatline in business and you stop growing, oh, there's nothing more depressing. All right, book number 4 is $100 million offers. There's another book that goes with that called $100 million leads. And right now, the mentor I'm following the most right now that I have not met in person, but that's okay. I'm able to learn so much from his courses, his YouTube channel, his videos, and especially this book, $100 million Offers, and his new book, $100 million Leads. It teaches you how to build a product so sexy, so good, and it could be a service or a product that people feel stupid saying no. And so creating a really amazing offer and product and service, something that sets you apart. It reminds me of another great book called Blue Ocean Strategy, and that's really what Alex is all about. He's teaching you how to build a product or service and an offer so sexy, and then his next step is his $100 million leads, which teaches you all the different ways for outreach and marketing. And then my final book that I'm going to share with you guys, book number 5, is Expert Secrets by the ClickFunnels founder, Russell Brunson. Literally in the next 4 weeks, we're going to be heading out to Orlando to receive our 2 Comma Club X award for building an 8-figure business. And ClickFunnels has been, a very awesome part of that. And certainly I've learned a lot from Russell Brunson. He's got basically a trilogy of books. He's got .com Secrets, Expert Secrets, and Traffic Secrets. And I love these books. The one that most impacted me was Expert Secrets, because what it teaches you is how to build a brand and a business around expertise and be that go-to person who takes a problem and solves it better than anyone else. For example, in our business, 7 Figures Funding, people struggle to get access to capital and money to grow their business. And so everything we put together is how can we create solutions at a high level to get some of the best funding, to educate and empower them, get them access to the #1 fintech out there with myfigures.com, be able to educate them with some of our courses and portal just for free, and put them in a better position to succeed, help them save money by moving high interest debts to 0%. All of these things are part of showing your expertise. And in terms of building an expert-based business, you have podcasts, you have social media channels, you have content, you provide value for strategic partners, and all of these things are part of that Expert Secrets roadmap that I definitely recommend. So those, my friends, are our top 5 books to help you build an 8-figure business that really helped me, and I think there's a good shot they're going to help you too.